Hey, what's up? It's Matt, and in this episode of MPTV, we visit Nabih David of the David Restaurant Group. One of their brands is behind me, Butterbee's, but they also have 3 other brands, 4 brands, 4 different types of service. How do they do it all? Let's find out. Hey, what's up? It's Matt Platt, and we're back with another episode of MPTV. This time, we're sitting down with Nabih David of the David Restaurant Group. Nabih, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Welcome. So the concept here, I'll tell you like I tell everybody, is talking to restaurant operators, owners, people working in the business every day about what you're doing to make profit. Not only does the MP stand for me, making profit, and what you're doing to make a difference in the business. Now, tell everybody about your brand, because you've got 4 different restaurant concepts. So that's what I want to get into about how you do that every day, because it probably would drive a lot of people crazy. But tell us about who you are in the business.
So my name's Nabih David, and thanks again for having me. We really appreciate it. I'm a part of a restaurant group that was started by my father probably over 30 years ago. We do 4 different concepts. We do a family dining concept called Country Inn, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We've been doing that since 1986. We have 2 locations. Yep. We also are a Skyline Chili franchisee. We've been with Skyline Chili since 1999. We have 4 locations, all on the east side of Cincinnati. And we also do a family sports bar concept, which we're at right now, Butterbee's. We have locations in Milford, Ohio, on Beachmont Avenue, and in Mount Orb, Ohio, which is our original, which we've been doing that concept since 2006. Okay. We also do Tendertown, fast food chicken tenders, hand-breaded chicken tenders and fries. Yep. We've been there since 2012. We have a location in Beachmont, and we have a location in Loveland, Ohio. And I think I covered all of them.
Got it all.
4 different concepts, 11 different restaurants. We've been in the business, we're restaurant lifers. My father was in the restaurant business with my grandfather back in the day, and I've kind of grown with the business as our brand and our concepts and restaurants have grown.
Looking for marketing for your restaurant that has proven results? The ROI Engine programs help restaurants use marketing attention to grow a database that drives sales on demand. For more information, visit www.roiexperts.net.
So you're like me, you're a guy that likes to move around, likes to do a lot of things, which probably fits this perfect, because most business owners I talk to in the restaurant business, they might have 4 or 5 Skyline Chilies. That's what they do. They've got one brand, one concept, one thing that they're doing. You've got Skyline Chili, which if you're not familiar with Cincinnati, it's a heritage brand. It's one of, I would think, 2, 3, 4 top things you know about Cincinnati. You've got that, then you go to Tendertown, which is a fast food concept. Great, we just actually ate there, it's great food, love it. And then you come here, it's casual dining, and then you get the family dining. How do you wear so many hats with regards to employees, with regards to the type of service, the customers?
Different concepts are a challenge, and probably a bigger challenge than having one different type of restaurant. How we view it, though, is serving people great food and working with a great team to do it is the same to us. Whether you're trying to get an order of chicken tenders and fries out of the drive-thru in 90 seconds, or you're coming in for dinner and need to have a steak dinner out to the table in 15 minutes. People are people everywhere you go. Food is food everywhere you go. And we think that we can do a really, really good job in this area that we're segmented in and delivering a great food and great products. We've been opportunity seekers, and we think our concepts are very, very well run with really, really great people and really, really well food, which is part of the reason that's been for our success. Yep. In order to do that, most of the concepts are near each other. Yep. So we didn't have an opportunity to open 12 Skylines all in the east side of Cincinnati. We didn't have an opportunity to do the same with a Butterbee's or Tendertown. So we looked at the area that we were in on the east side of Cincinnati, mostly in Brown and Claremont County, and we saw opportunities to serve guests and serve them well And we couldn't have done this without any of our people. We have a great team, and we are confident that with a great team, food is food in whatever concept we are at. It's always interesting, it's hard. Some of our people are able to bounce back and forth between the different concepts. Some struggle with it. But to us, food is food and people are people, and we're able to execute at a high level.
And that, I hadn't thought about that until you just said the location-wise, because I've got a lot of people I work with that have Cincinnati. I know somebody's got one in Milford, somebody's got one in Fairfield, somebody's got one up in Austin Landing. And that's a constant, like drive 45 minutes here, hour here. You are geographically close. I mean, we were just at Tendertown and Butterbee's in Milford, right down the street. What about training the staff? I mean, have you noticed that you have to put on different hats when you're at Tendertown, talk about the importance of, you said 90 seconds, I think is what you said, to get that out, versus here that there's the table touch, there's the environment, you're talking to the customer over the course of an hour?
Yeah.
How do you kind of accomplish that? Because I'm sure it's got to be a tough one.
Typically, different people are geared towards different concepts, and we have a high standard for how we do everything. If we're going to do something, we want to do it well and do it right, and find the right people to help us do it. Really, you just set the standard, let everyone know what it is, figure out ways to get there as quickly as possible, and we're able to do it on different levels. We wear different hats, different parts of our brain. Customer service is the same, taking care of that guest, making that interaction, making that connection. So either way we look at it, we feel that we can be successful in those brands, just operating basic restaurant principles that we've learned over the years.
Yeah. So what about with the differences in menus from a standpoint that Skyline is a franchise? It's here's what we do, here's how we do it, here's what you do. You guys control a lot with Butterbee's and Tendertown and Country Inn. How do you balance that from the standpoint? Are you constantly testing menu items here that might work in Tendertown or vice versa?
So if you look, we don't have a lot of control over Skyline and its menu from a franchisee, but if you look at our other concepts, we co-brand and cross a lot of the different types of foods. Something that might have been successful at Country Inn, we would consider for Butterbee's and Tendertown and vice versa. Most all of our products are done fresh or prepped in the locations, and we kind of share some of the same recipes and ideas, and we take it and we say, this is a great product, how do you apply it to fast food? This is a great product, how do I apply it to family dining? So our menu items do cross over a little bit, which makes it a little bit easier on us and our people.
Yeah. Any tips or tricks on buying power? Because I remember a couple years ago, I was in a meeting and the owner was pretty upset. The corporate office had got a new chef and rolled out this big expansive menu, and they had these crazy milkshakes that had so many items only going to that milkshake that was going to sell a couple a day. And he's like, Matt, we don't have the dry storage. Like, you know, these corporations roll out these huge menus and don't look at, you know, I can't reuse that item for anything else. Any tips or tricks you found along the way with regards to fixing to where you can cross-use things at different stores?
We are a part of a purchasing co-op across all of our concepts, and we share in Cincinnati with some other groups. We do share some of the same restaurant items in all of our stores that make it a little bit easier. We are restaurant operators first, by heart, versus business people. So we talk to a lot of the people that work in our group, and they feel very empowered and they feel like they're on the ground floor of something. When we discuss adding items, subtracting items, bringing things in, we talk about it strictly as a restaurant operator first. Okay. Will this item be able to be executed during my busiest time? Where will it be stored in the cooler? Who will be able to execute it? How will the cooks perceive it? How will the servers sell it? So we look at it from the view of our people and how they handle the product and how it works within our four walls before necessarily, well, this is a great food cost item, or this concept uses this, or someone 300 miles away decided that we were going to put this item in just because, or
So you got that advantage. I know you're like me in that you like moving around, doing a lot of things, and here, no day is ever the same. You know, I would imagine your days, especially with the 4 concepts. I was telling somebody the other day who was asking me, because I train people to do what I do.
Yeah.
And he's asking, how do I get a hold of a restaurant, or how do I get their attention? How do I stay in front of them? I was like, dude, you got to realize that I'm gonna guess every day they come in isn't the same. People call in, pop machines break, equipment fails. Is that kind of what kind of keeps you going, though, the fact that it does that?
In the restaurant business, it's always a moving target. You're never going to feel 100% satisfied or accomplished. You have to be wired a certain way to do it and be successful in doing it. So I enjoy it. It's always something different, always something new. I really, really enjoy the people and the dynamic personalities that we get to work with in this business. It's not for, it's a lot different than a 9-to-5 job, and it's not a job in which you clock in, you're going to do the same task, you clock out and go home. And I really enjoy it because it's always something different. I'm always wearing different kinds of hats. Bless all the restaurant owners out there, especially small businesses that don't have their own HR team, marketing team, maintenance team, ops team, where you have to hold 4 or 5 hats on a daily basis. To stay in front of a restaurant owner or operator is you just got to keep being there and kind of be in them and in their face and remind them of things. One day they might be completely focused on ops. The next day they might have some kind of financial crisis in their office. So it's always different, it's always fun, and very blessed to be able to do this on a daily basis.
Restaurant owners, did you know Matt has free online marketing courses that teach you how to successfully market your restaurant? Email support@mattplapp.com to get access to the courses and a free social media content calendar.
What is your favorite part from the customer standpoint? Do you any of the concepts you enjoy working at more? Because I imagine Butterbee's, you get to talk to a lot of customers. Towne, it's more of a quick. Is there anything that you enjoy more at any of the concepts with regards to the customers?
Customers have been great. Customers that we have are very, very loyal. In a concept like a Butterbee's, a casual theme, or even a concept like Country Inn, you're able to make a bigger connection with them because they're in the building longer. They see your face, they're outside of their car. We have a reputation in this area as being a great place to come in, where the food is always consistent, the people are always great, and things are held to a high standard. And I think the customer knows and recognizes that. So being able to make those connections with them on a daily basis and just see them being happy and satisfied and being proud that such a really, really great concept is in their area and so close to them.
Yeah, they can get involved with. So talking about customers, one hot topic out in the business, I've talked to numerous people about this, is third-party delivery. And the fact that people are ordering the food, not necessarily they're not ordering Butterbee's, they're ordering what's near them, and getting the food that's the good quality here, the same quality there. How have you guys attacked third-party delivery? Is it in every concept? Is it in some of them?
We're testing in some of our concepts, not all of them. Some of our concepts, the areas are not, a lot of these third-party providers are not available out in the country.
Okay.
So we're doing it at some of the concepts. We feel that it's incremental sales, mostly.
Yeah.
We feel that it's new customers that probably would not have ordered, customers that are big on the convenience factor. It's a challenge. Carryouts are a challenge in our business. Getting the order right for the customer, because it's very less forgiving if you get the order wrong and they get to their house or they get to their delivery. So there's some challenges in it. The margins for a restaurant operator aren't as good for third-party delivery, so you're kind of weighing, are these incremental sales enough to make up for the enormous margin that a third-party purveyor would take for you. But from what we hear and what I read and what we study is This is the new wave of the future. This is what the next generation of people, how they want to consume their money, how they want to eat, the convenience factor of being in their home. A lot of people, some people just do it because they don't like that human interaction. They would rather order on the phone, or I'm sorry, order through an app versus talk to you on the phone or come in and see somebody in the restaurants. So we're trying to stay up with the times and cater to this new found age of third-party delivery.
Okay, last question with regards to this, and I got a tip I want to get from you, but catering. You guys do a lot of catering, especially Tendertown, Beachmont, I know. What have you found has been successful? Is it just having a product people love and they realize I can take this to a big party? But what are some things you found from a catering standpoint that have worked for your brands?
We love catering. We would like to do more of it. Some concepts do it better than others. I found the best growth for catering, and it's not maybe not necessarily the quickest growth, is through word of mouth. Number one, it's a big advertisement. Thousands and thousands of customers come into our restaurants on a daily, weekly basis, and being able to say, wow, this food is great. I wish I had it at a wedding, or I wish I had it at my work. That's part of it. Other people that we do the catering to, we find that they come out impressed with the quality, impressed with how we're able to keep the product integrity just as well at the store location. And a lot of it is just word of mouth between people in that field. It's a very, very small field we're catering to for people that want this item on a large scale, third party, off-site. And then we just kind of feel like once you do 2 or 3 and do great, and it kind of is word of mouth between other people if this is the place to go if you really, really want a really high quality catering item.
That's why I told I had a restaurant owner from Arkansas reach out to me the other day that we work with on some programs, and he really wants to hit catering. Never done a huge job, but he wants to get more into it, and he was looking at all these ways to advertise. And I said, honestly, I wouldn't spend much money advertising catering. I said, I wouldn't have something catered I saw on a Facebook ad if I didn't love the brand.
Yeah.
I'm like, so if you are going to advertise, just retarget your favorite customers. But at the end of the day, it's who's inside your 4 walls that are going to probably order a catering at some point.
Yeah.
So, last thing, you're talking to an audience of restaurant operators, owners, talking to maybe somebody looking at getting the business. What is one quick tip you would give them for something they could do on a daily basis to have an impact on their business, on their people, on their customer?
The hardest part of our operations is our people, and without your people, nothing that we can do here will work. You could have the best menu, the best food, the best building. So this business is predicated on people. And we've just learned over the years, you take care of your people first and foremost over anything, and they will take care of your business. And it's kind of a trickle down from the top. Starting from your management team down, you treat them well, you listen to what they have to say, make them feel, and it's not even feel, they are a part of a team and they're part of something that's changing every day. Yep. They're on the ground floor of something special. So if they get that feeling and that sense of ownership, it's going to trickle down to your staff, and everything else kind of takes care of itself. Starts with your people.
And see, that resonates with me, because when I started in business at 21, me and my dad and brother owned a boat and RV dealership. By my mid-20s, I was in charge of 40 people. And I was terrible. I look back at Matt from 15, 20 years ago, I didn't know what I didn't know. And that relates to me, because there was a lot of times I look back and I'm like, wow, I was a terrible boss.
There's a lot of on-the-job training that you will learn in this business.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, there it is, the David Restaurant Group, Cincinnati. I appreciate you being on.
Thanks, Matt.
That wraps up another episode of MPTV. We'll see you out there.